getting on with the class. So when you're ready, coming to sitting on your mats. Today, once we've settled into the breathing, we will work with our bandhas. So Mula Bandha, the root lock, Uddiyana Bandha, the central lock, and Jalandhara Bandha, the throat lock. We're going to breathe in deep, all the way down into our pelvic floor muscles, breathing into them, feeling them expand, and then when we exhale, we're squeezing, pulling, contracting the muscles, lifting them up inside, pausing for a moment, and then inhaling, breathing into, exhaling, squeezing, lifting, pulling in. So we're keeping that engagement, not letting go of control of the muscles at any point, just moving these pelvic floor muscles with our breath. We'll do some breaths here and then we'll come to Uddiyana Bandha. Similar again, core area of the body, the abdominals, the core muscles. When we breathe in, we expand the belly, pushing the belly button away from the spine, breathing in as deep as we can. When we exhale, we're pulling the belly button into the spine, but also trying to lift it up into the rib cage, squeezing and holding that for as strong as you can for a moment, pausing for inhaling, breathing into, exhaling, squeezing in, and doing that practice as strong as we can. After a few rounds of that, we'll come to Jalandhara Bandha, the throat lock, where all we need to do is bring the chin to the chest, slide the head backwards to lengthen through the back of the neck. This will tighten and restrict your throat so that you can feel and hear your breath passing through your throat, through your airway, as you hold it here. And all you need to do is just hold that, being aware of the feeling and the sound of your breath. But before we do that, sitting comfortably, however works for you, tilting the pelvis, lengthening the spine, lifting your heart, relaxing your shoulders, closing your eyes. Breathing normally. Taking a moment to quieten your mind. So finding stillness in your body. And then looking for the stillness in your mind. No thoughts need thinking about. Find that empty space between your thoughts. Bring your awareness to that place of the observer, that part of you that is not your thoughts, the part of you that hears your thoughts. Imagine this perspective, this point of view, as you standing at a train station. You're stood on the platform, watching trains come and go. Every thought is a train, and you have the choice to board this train of thought or not. So watch them come, watch them go. No need to get on, no need to follow this train of thought. Just let it leave the same way that it came. Be aware of your breathing. Rest in that silent space. And then breathing deeper. Deep belly breaths. Looking for that maximum inhale, full lung capacity. Every exhale, squeezing all the breath out of the lungs, emptying the lungs. Every inhale deeper. Every exhale longer and stronger. And then breathing in deep enough. Breathing into your pelvic floor muscles. Feel the muscles expanding, connect to them. As you exhale, pulling, squeezing, lifting the pelvic floor muscles up inside. Inhaling, breathing into. Breathing to the whole of your body. Exhaling, squeezing, lifting, pulling the muscles up inside. Keep it going. Moving with your breath. Again, keeping control of these muscles. the muscles moving as you breathe, always keeping that engagement. Every inhale, try to breathe in deeper than the last. Every exhale, longer and stronger, clearing your lungs, emptying all the breath out of the body. And then coming to Uddiyana Bandha, leaving your pelvic floor muscles, focusing on your abdominals, your core muscles. As you breathe in, the belly expands. As you exhale, squeezing the belly in, squeezing all the breath out of the body. Inhaling, belly expanding. Exhaling, belly button squeezes in. Keep it going. At the deepest part of your exhale with your lungs empty, pause for a moment, just really make sure you've got that Uddiyana Bandha locked in nice and strong. Then again inhaling, releasing, breathing into, belly expands, exhaling, stronger, squeezing in. Few more breaths, few more rounds. And then coming to Jalandhara Bandha, bringing the chin to the chest and then sliding the head back, lengthening through the back of the neck, keeping the throat and the neck constricted. As you breathe through your nose, just feel your breath passing through your throat. Hear your breath as it catches in the throat. Breathing deep, breathing strong. So the spine is long, chin is close to the chest. Back of the neck is long. And then lifting the head, breathing deeply, settling into your deep yogic breath, diaphragmatic breathing. Thinking about your bandhas, not necessarily using them in every breath, but breathing that deep into your body. Feeling your core muscles work as you breathe in deeper and as you exhale. And always trying to hear your breath, focusing on your breathing. So find the rhythm of your breath, control of your breathing, and then opening your eyes. So bringing your legs to be crossed on your mats. The right hand grabs the left knee, the left hand is on the floor behind you, the palm pressing down, inhaling for length, exhaling, twisting on the spine. So use the strength of the right hand, pulling on the left knee, looking behind you as far as you can, shoulder blades squeezing in close, knees pressing down. Taking the chin as far around as possible. If the eyes are open, looking to the left, otherwise if the eyes are closed, breathing, feeling inside your body. If you have the space, grab the left arm behind the back, grab the inside of your right thigh, use the strength of your arms to twist yourself even further. If you can't, grab a hold of the inside of your right thigh with the left hand, keep your left hand on the floor behind you and pressing down through the palm to keep your spine long, but everyone, shoulder blades close, knees pressing down, taking the chin as far around as you can. One more breath. And releasing, facing the front. Crossing your legs the other way, the left hand grabs the right knee, the right hand behind the back, inhaling for length, exhaling, twisting on the spine. So again, press down through the palm, lengthen through the spine, twisting on the spine, looking behind. If you have the space, wrapping the right arm behind the back, grab the inside of your left thigh, using both hands, pulling harder, twisting further. Otherwise, with the right hand on the floor behind you, press down through the palm, lengthen through the spine, lengthening through the crown of your head. 3 more breaths. Deeper breathing. See if you can twist more with every exhale. And then releasing, facing the front. Coming onto all fours, so hands under the shoulders, knees under the hips, a few rounds of cat-cow. So for cow, tilt the pelvis forwards, pushing the spine towards the floor, breathing deep into the belly, looking forwards up towards the ceiling. As you exhale, arching the spine up into cat, push the floor away, squeezing the head and hips close, belly button squeezing into the spine. Inhaling for cow, exhaling for cat. Keep it going. So close your eyes, moving in time with your breath. The deeper the breath, the slower the movement. The slower the movement, the more time to feel into each vertebrae, the whole of your spine. The whole of your spine moving, creating a nice fluid, wave-like motion. Try to push deeper into your cat, higher up towards the ceiling. In your cow, tilting the pelvis forwards, push the spine to the floor, breathing in deeper. A few more rounds. As your spine wakens up, becomes a bit more mobile, try and explore further in the depth of your cats and your cows, always looking to increase that range of motion. The next time you lift up into cat, tucking the toes, lifting your hips, downward facing dog. So pulling your head through your arms towards the back of your mat, cycle the legs. So bending the right knee, pressing down through the left heel, holding for 2 breaths, and then swapping the legs, 2 breaths for each leg. Keep the arms strong, keep your hips high, and you're bringing your forehead as close to your knees as you can. Again, just keeping the legs stretched for 2 breaths per leg. We're keeping it slow for now, just waking the legs up, taking some time to connect to those muscles. It's all about patience, moving slowly, feeling your body. And as you inhale, lifting both heels as high as you can. So toes at 90 degrees to your mats, hips high up in the air. Bring your forehead closer to your knees as you push away from the shoulders. Deep breath in as you exhale, pressing down through both heels as strong as you can, grounding down through the whole soles of both of your feet, forehead closer to your knees. And then slowly walking the feet to come between the hands, walking your feet up towards the top of your mats to a forward fold. So big toes touching, small gap between the heels, straightening through the legs, softening through the spine. As you tilt your pelvis forwards, hang out of your hips, holding your elbows, forehead coming to the shins, crown of your head to your toes, legs as straight as they can be, but keeping a tiny bend in your knees so you're not locking the knee joints in. Remember, we want the muscles to be doing the work, not the knee joints. Deeper breaths. Stronger breathing. Belly expanding in the hips, the thighs, every exhale, softening further, going deeper. And then releasing your elbows, slowly stacking each vertebrae one on top of the other. Coming all the way up to standing, coming to Tadasana, mountain pose. So big toes touching, small gap between the heels, straightening through the legs, lengthening through the spine, rolling shoulder blades back towards each other, palms facing the front. Deep belly breath in. Exhaling, the hands come together. Inhaling, reaching up for the ceiling, deep belly breath. Exhaling, swan dive to forward fold, hands on the floor. Inhaling, the right foot steps back, comes to runner's lunge. Holding the breath, kicking back to plank. Exhaling, knees to the floor, chest between the hands, chins on the mat, bums in the air. Inhaling, sliding into cobra, pushing hips down, lifting shoulders. As we exhale, tucking toes and lifting hips, downward facing dog. Looking between the hands as we inhale, stepping the right foot between the hands. Exhaling, left foot between the hands. Inhaling, reach on the ceilings, deep belly breath. Exhaling, returning to Tadasana, mountain pose. And again, breathing in. Exhaling, the hands come together. Inhaling, reaching through the side bodies, reaching through the fingers. Exhaling, swan dive to forward fold, hands on the floor. Inhaling, the left foot steps back, comes to runner's lunge. Holding the breath, kicking back to plank. Exhaling, knees to the floor, chest between the hands, chins on the mat, bums in the air. Inhaling, sliding onto cobra, pushing hips down, lifting shoulders. Exhaling, tucking toes and lifting hips, downward facing dog. Looking between the hands as we inhale, stepping the left foot between the hands. Exhaling, right foot between the hands. Inhaling, pressing down through the heels, reaching through the whole of your body. Exhaling, returning to Tadasana, mountain pose. Last round, breathing in. Exhaling, the hands come together. Inhaling, reaching up the ceiling last time, reaching through the whole of your body. Exhaling, swan dive to forward fold, hands on the floor. Stepping or jumping back to plank. Half press up, chaturanga. Coming down low to your mat, elbows close into the body. And then as we inhale, upward facing dog. So pressing down the tops of the feet, lifting your knees, lifting your hips. Pull your chest through the arms, pressing down through the palms. Shoulder blades drawing in as close as you can bring them, lengthening through the crown of your head. Breathing into the back bend, 2 breaths. As we exhale, tucking the toes, lifting the hips, downward facing dog. Looking between the hands as we inhale, stepping the right foot between the hands. And then grounding down through the right heel, pushing back through the left heel. As we inhale, reaching the right hand up for the ceiling. As we exhale, just looking to the fingers, breathing here. So really press down through the left shoulder, through the left hand, reaching through the right fingers. Deep belly breath in as we exhale, bringing the right hand back on your mat, kicking the right foot back, downward facing dog. Looking between the hands as we inhale, stepping the left foot between the hands. As we exhale, reaching the left hand up towards the ceiling, holding here. Pressing down through the right hand, reaching through the left fingers. Pushing back through the right heel, pressing down through the left heel. Keep the left knee pulling back underneath you as you twist on the spine, looking up to the ceiling. 1 more breath. And as we exhale, left hand on the floor, kicking the left foot back, downward facing dog. Vinyasa, inhaling to a plank, exhaling to a press up, inhaling, upward facing dog, exhaling, downward facing dog. Looking between the hands as we inhale, stepping the right foot between the hands. Exhaling, left knee to the floor, top of the left foot on the mat. As we inhale, reaching up the ceiling, exhaling, crescent moon lunge. So really sinking forwards in the hips, hips moving towards the right heel as you draw your arms behind your head, opening the chest, bringing your shoulder blades in closer, lifting your heart, more space for your lungs, deeper breathing. Staying as you are, otherwise pressing down on the top of your left foot to lift your left knee. If you're doing this, make sure the right knee is above or before the ankle, holding for 2 more breaths. Every exhale, deeper in the hips, lunging further forwards. And then folding forwards, hands on the mats, bringing the right hand on the inside of the right leg, your left knee is back on the floor. Lizard bind. Drop your shoulders as low as you can. The right arm comes under the thigh, the hand onto the lower back. The left hand up and over the top, behind the back, trying to hold the hands, squeezing the arms, squeezing the bind tighter, pulling that right leg into the body as you lengthen through the spine, looking at your mats on the inside of your right foot as you lengthen through the crown of your head. Welcome to stay as you are, otherwise tuck your left toes, straighten the left leg. If you're here, pressing back through your left heel as strong as you can. Try and drop your left hip so your left hip is in line with your right hip, so the left hip isn't lifting up towards the ceiling. Pressing down through the right heel, 2 more breaths, breathing here. And then releasing the bind, placing both hands back on your mats, dropping your left knee back to the floor. Planting down through the left hand, strong from the left shoulder, bring the right hand on the inside of your right thigh, and then push the knee away. So the sole of your right foot comes off the floor, and you're looking to open the right hip as much as you can. Be strong through the left side of your body, supporting your weight by pushing away from your left shoulder. As you push the right knee away, we're looking to lock the right elbow in. If your elbow is still bent, continue working here. Otherwise, if your right elbow is locked in, try twisting on your spine, looking over your right shoulder, back at your left toes. Keep dropping down in the hips, deep belly breathing. Welcome to stay as you are, otherwise reaching the right hand behind you, bend the left knee, grab a hold of the foot, pull the heel towards the bum. Welcome to stay as you are, otherwise bring the left hand forwards, come down to your forearm, onto your elbow, pull the heel to the bum, drop the hips low, twist on the spine, looking over your right shoulder, up towards the ceiling. One more breath. Releasing the foot, hands back on the mats, right foot back on the floor. So everyone tuck your left toes, straighten your left leg. Bring the right hand on the outside of the right leg, your right foot more central to your mats, and then straightening both legs. So pressing down through the right heel, straightening the front leg, and then pressing back to your left heel, straightening the left leg as much as you can without locking the knees in. Tilt from your pelvis, lengthen through your spine, walking your hands away from you, and then folding long over your right leg. So the forehead is coming to the knee or to the shin. Again, pull the right hip back, left hip forwards, keeping your hips nice and level, nice and square. 3 more breaths. Hard and strong through the legs, pressing away through both of your heels. And then walking your hands back towards you in the centre of your mats. Slide your right foot back. So now your right foot is in the centre of your mats. Your left heel is on the floor behind you. Your left foot at a 45-degree angle. Straightening both legs. Pressing down through both heels. Lengthen through your spine. Bring your shoulders in line with your hips. Your upper body is parallel to the floor. And then you can either just bring the hands to the heart. Otherwise, grab a hold of your elbows behind you. Lifting the elbows up towards the ceiling. Or reverse namaste, pressing the palms together between your shoulder blades as you lengthen through your spine, lifting your elbows to create space for your lungs, pressing down through both of your heels, both legs as strong as they can be, again without totally locking the knees in. Lengthen through the crown of your head. 1 more breath. And then placing your hands back on your mats, kicking the right foot back. Downward facing dog. Looking between the hands as we inhale, stepping the left foot between the hands. Exhaling, right knee to the floor, top of the right foot on the mat. Inhaling, reaching up for the ceiling. Exhaling, crescent moon lunge. So again, nice and deep in the hips, lunging forwards, sending the hips towards the left heel, drawing the arms behind the head, creating space for your lungs. Welcome to stay as you are, otherwise pressing down on the top of the right foot, lifting the right knee, squaring your hips to the front of your mats. Again, if your right knee is lifting, make sure the left knee is above or before the ankle. Keep pulling your arms behind your head. 2 more breaths. And then folding forwards, hands on the floor, either side of the left leg, right knee back on your mats. Bring the left hand on the inside of the left leg, setting up for your lizard bind. So dropping your shoulders as low as you can. The left arm comes under the thigh, the hand is on the lower back. Right hand up and over the top behind the back, holding the hands, holding the arms, squeezing the arms as you tighten your bind. Lengthening through your spine, pressing down through your left heel, looking at your mats, and option of tucking the right toes, straightening the right leg. So if the right knee is high, pushing back through the right heel as strong as you can. Dropping your right hip, keep it in line with your left hip, not lifting up towards the ceiling. Both legs strong, pressing away through both of your heels. 2 more breaths. And then releasing your bind, hands on the mats, right knee back on the floor. Grounding down through the right hand, pushing away from the right shoulder. The left hand on the left thigh, push the left knee away, opening the left hip. So the left elbow is locked in, the sole of your left foot is off your mat. If the left elbow is still bent, continue working here, trying to push that knee further away. If the elbow is locked, twisting on the spine, looking over your left shoulder, back at your right toes. Welcome to stay as you are, keep dropping the hips low to the mats. To go further, bringing the left hand behind you, bending the right knee, grabbing a hold of the foot, pulling the heels to the bum. And welcome to stay as you are, dropping the hips down to the floor. Otherwise, bringing the right hand forwards, dropping down to your right elbow, Sinking in the hips, pulling the right heel closer to the bum. Hips are open and twist from the spine, looking over your left shoulder, up to the ceiling. One more breath wherever you are. And then both hands back on the mats, left foot back on the floor. Tucking the right toes, straightening the right leg. Bring the left hand on the outside of the left leg, the left foot more central to your mats, and then straightening both legs. So trying to straighten the left leg as you push away through the left heel, straightening the right leg as you push back through the right heel. Tilt from the pelvis, lengthen through your spine, walk your hands away from you, and then folding long over the left leg. Breathing through the nose, deeper, stronger breaths. So the legs are strong, legs both working as much as each other. The movement forward starts from that tilt in the pelvis, so don't just round the spine, make sure you're pouring your hips forwards, lengthening through your spine, walking your hands away from you. One more breath. And then bringing your hands back to the centre of your mats, sliding the left foot back between the hands. Left foot in the centre of your mats, right heel down behind you, right foot at a 45-degree angle, straightening your legs, lengthening through your spine, shoulders in line with your hips, and then again either bringing the hands to the heart, otherwise holding your elbows behind you, lifting your elbows up towards the ceiling, or reverse namaste, palms pressing together in prayer between your shoulder blades behind you as you lift your elbows up towards the ceiling. Again, both legs as strong and as straight as they can be, and upper body is parallel to your mats, long through the spine, lengthening through the crown of your head. 2 more breaths. Lift your elbows, and then placing your hands back on your mats, keeping the left foot back, downward facing dog. Option of rest, option of freestyle, otherwise vinyasa. Inhaling to a plank, exhaling to a press up, inhaling, upward facing dog, exhaling, downward facing dog. Back in your downward facing dog, reaching through with your right hand, grabbing a hold of your left ankle, left heel, and then pulling yourself under the left armpit. So keep pressing down through your heels, both legs are strong, hips are high up in the air. As you pull yourself under your left armpit, the left arm is strong, so pushing away from the left shoulder, really supporting your body weight using the left arm. And the right hand pulling on the heel is twisting you on your spine, pulling you under your left armpit as you look off to the left side of the room. 1 more breath. And then right hand back on your mats, reaching through with the left hand, grabbing a hold of the right heel, again strong on the right arm, pulling under the right armpit, pressing down through your heels, hips are high up in the air. Deep breaths, strong on the arms. Right arm holding the body weight, left arm pulling you under. 1 more breath. And then coming back to your downward facing dog. Rolling forwards into a high plank. We're going to come to Vasisthasana, the side plank. Straight away into option 3, we roll onto the outside of our right foot, the left foot is on top of the right foot, and the left hand is reaching up to the ceiling. Here we're strong, pressing down through the right hand, lifting the lower hip as high as we can. Option 1 is to have your left foot halfway up your mats. So pressing down your left heel, just supporting your weight with the left leg, try to lift your body higher, right hip higher from the floor, reaching through the left fingers up to the ceiling. Option 2, your left foot is on the floor in front of your right foot. That way both feet on the floor. Otherwise, option 3, left foot on top of the right foot, holding the balance, just on the right side of your body, reaching up through the left fingers, opening through the chest. 1 more breath. And then coming back to your high plank, and then going the other way. So rolling to the outside of the left foot, lifting the right hand, lifting the lower hip. Option 1, right foot halfway up your mats. Option 2, right foot on the floor in front of your left foot. Otherwise, option 3, right foot on top of the left foot as you lift your lower hip, as high as you can. So you want to have like a 90-degree angle between your left arm and the side of your body. Strong breaths, one more breath. And then coming back into your high plank. Press up dog, coming back to down dog, and then back into downward facing dog, looking between the hands, step the right foot between the hands, drop your left heel to your mat, and then inhaling up into warrior twos. So hips are open to the long edge of your mats, shoulders are above the hips, hands reaching away at shoulder height, and then just checking your alignment. So we want to make sure the right knee is above or before the ankle. If your knee is going over your ankle, you need to take your right foot further forwards. You're then getting low in your hips, so try to bring your right thigh to be parallel to the floor. If this becomes a bit too strong for you, you can always ease off warrior two by just straightening that front leg as much as you need. But otherwise, low in the hips, hips are open to the long edge of your mat, the left leg is strong, working just as much as the right leg, pressing to the outside of your left foot. The inside arch of your left foot is lifting off your mats, toes pressing down, almost no bend in the left knee, and again, shoulders above the hips, hands reaching away, pulling your shoulder blades in to lift the heart, more space for your lungs, soft, gentle gaze over the right fingers. From warrior two, we're going to come to reverse warrior. So the left hand comes to the left leg, then the right hand reaches for the back of the room. So you're opening through the front of the body, breathing into that space you've created for your right lung. The left hand is not resting weight on the left leg, it's just to hold the shape of the pose. If you can, then wrap the left arm behind the back, grab the inside of your right thigh. This way you're pulling the right knee more to the right side of your mats, opening your hip wider, and again, preventing from resting weight on the left hand. We're then going to come to side angle pose. Keep your right elbow bent and place it on top of the right thigh. If you have hold of the right thigh with the left hand, you can stay here. Otherwise, side angle pose, reach the left arm up and overhead, reaching for the top of the room. So you want to have a nice straight line through the whole left side of your body. Pressing down through the right heel, pushing back through the left leg, reaching through the left fingers and pulling the left shoulder blade backwards so you can see underneath the arm up towards the ceiling. 2 more breaths, holding here. Long through the side of your body, reaching harder, reaching longer, and then folding forwards, hands either side of the right leg, kicking the right foot back, downward facing dog. Looking between the hands as we inhale, stepping the left foot between the hands. Exhaling, right heel to your mats, and inhaling, coming up, warrior twos. So hips open to the long edge of your mats. Again, check your alignment. Left knee where it needs to be, right leg is strong, right foot at a 45-degree angle, pressing to the outside of the right foot, shoulders above the hips, and then just look behind you. Make sure your arms are in line, arms are parallel to the floor. Shoulder blades pulling back and down behind you to lift your chest, lift your heart, breathing deeper. Soft, gentle gaze over the left fingers. Make sure your bum isn't sticking out too much. You want to tuck the bum through, lengthening your tailbones down to your mats. 2 more breaths. Listen to your breathing. Hear every exhale. And then reverse warrior. Right hand to the right leg, left hand reaching for the back of the room. So again, just the right hand is holding the shape of the pose. Otherwise, to go for the half bind, wrapping the right arm behind the back, grabbing the inside of your left thigh. Low in the hips, strong in the legs, breathing to the left lung. 2 more breaths. And then side angle pose. Left elbow bent, placing on top of the left thigh, and then twisting on the spine, looking over the right shoulder, either keeping hold of the bind, right arm behind the back, Otherwise, reaching the right hand up and over, reaching through the whole right side of your body. So keep the legs strong, pull that right shoulder blade back and looking underneath the arm, up towards the ceiling. Find as much length as you can through the whole right side of your body. 2 more breaths. And then folding forwards, hands on the mat, kicking the left leg back, downward facing dog. Back in your down dog, walk your hands back down towards your feet, coming to a forward fold at the bottom of your mats. And then slowly, as you inhale, coming up, stacking the spine, coming to standing on your mats. So we're going to do a strong practice now, working with our central core lock, Uddiyana Bandha. To do this practice, we want to step our feet wider than hip width apart. What we do, I'll do a round with you, and then while I'll talk you through this round, I'll do a round with you, and then you do it in your own time. So to begin with, we inhale, we reach up for the ceiling. As we exhale, blowing through the mouth. Blow through the mouth to completely empty your lungs, pulling your belly button into the spine. With your lungs empty, place your hands on your thighs, lock your elbows in, and you've engaged Uddiyana Bandha. So pulling the belly button into the spine, trying to lift it up into the rib cage, and holding that core central lock for as long as you can. So with the lungs empty, your body will possibly react and try to make you breathe. But you've just taken a deep breath in, there's plenty of energy, plenty of oxygen in your body. It's a preemptive breath. Try to resist that sensation. Whatever in your body is stirring up, trying to force you to let go of this practice, wrestle with it. So you hold it for as long as you can. When you can't hold it any longer, release the bandha first. As you inhale, come up, and then maybe you take a breath here, settle before the next round. Otherwise, just keep going round after round. So I'll do the next one with you, and then we're doing it in our own time. So inhaling up for the ceiling, exhaling coming down, hands on the thighs, lock the belly in, belly button squeezes in, all the abdominals, all the core muscles, as tight and strong as you can, squeezing into the spine, squeezing into the back of your body. Hold for as long as you can. When you can't hold any longer, release the belly, inhaling through the nose, and coming up for another round. So this can be a very strong practice, keep going, but sometimes when you engage that Uddiyana lock, it can be so intense, so strong, you can't hold it any longer. It can be a very quick reactive sensation, you've got to let go, you've got to breathe. That's how the body works. So sometimes you can hold it for a long time, other times not as long. The emptier your lungs are, or the stronger you've engaged that lock, the harder the practice is. So if you're getting frustrated or annoyed that you're not holding your breath for that long, don't worry. It may just be that you are actually practicing so strong that you're really giving yourself a tough practice, which is fantastic. Keep going. So a few more rounds. So when you've got that lock engaged, when you've got it in, pull it in even harder, as strong as you can. Really get that belly button, everything squeezing in as strong and as tight as you can make it. So we'll do one more round, make this your strongest, your most intense. Wrestle, whatever that sensation is that stirs up in your body, push it back and hold on to this pose for as long as you can. So one last time. And then just standing with your eyes closed, be aware of how you now feel. Be aware of what this practice has done inside of you, what it's moved. So this practice, Uddiyana Bandha, really works with the Manipura chakra. This is your internal fire, your confidence. That sensation, that feeling of sort of butterflies in the stomach, this practice burns away those butterflies. It makes you powerful, makes you strong, gets that internal fire going. Maybe some of you are feeling hot, a bit warmer, energy just moving around inside of you. Whatever you're experiencing, let it settle, feel it, integrate inside of you. And then when you're feeling a bit more settled, when your breathing is back into your deep yogic breaths, bring your hands together at your heart and then bending your knees, coming down to Malasana, your deep yogi squats. Take a moment here. As you breathe, maybe working with your bandhas, Mula Bandha, Uddiyana Bandha, root lock, central lock. Bit of pressure on the heels. Keep this pose active, lengthening through the spine, and then gently placing your bums onto your mats. So when you're here, bring the soles of your feet together. Wiggle your heels and hips closer, and then grabbing a hold of your toes, pull yourselves forwards. So we're trying to start this cobbler's pose, this movement forwards in the pelvis, rotation in the pelvis. So moving around the tops of your thigh bones, leading with a long spine and a flat back as your shoulder blades pull backwards. Pull your chest and chin towards the front of the room, and then down to the floor. As you get lower, you can use your elbows to press down on your thighs, opening your hips a bit wider. Holding for just one more breath. And then gently releasing, calming up. Grab the insides of your heels and lift your feet off your mats. Now, you need to keep a tilt in the pelvis, so tilting the pelvis forwards, lengthening through your spine, pulling your shoulder blades backwards. If you maintain that, then you won't roll backwards as we progress through this next posture. So deep breath in as we exhale, looking to straighten through the right leg. So pushing through the right heel, we want to lock the right knee in. But again, keep that tilt in the pelvis, lengthening through the spine, drawing your right shoulder blade backwards. So we're looking to lock the right knee in. Maybe your hamstrings are a little bit tight, as mine are my problem area. My hamstrings, they always need maintenance, they always need work, and no matter how much I do, they're always a little bit tight. So maybe you don't get the knee locked in today, maybe you do, doesn't matter. Bringing the right heel back in as you exhale, extending the left leg. If the balance is a struggle, just bring the right foot down, make it manageable, it doesn't need to be inaccessible to you. Make your adjustments, make your variations that help you journey through this posture. Again, as best as possible, we want to push through the heel, trying to lock that left knee in. And bringing the left foot back in. Big inhale as we exhale, both legs. Pushing through both legs as strong as you can, pressing away through the heels. Shoulder blades pulling backwards, spine is long. If legs are shaking, don't worry. That's just your muscles trying to figure out what they're meant to be doing. So keep going. Push through the heels, strong through the legs. Deep breathing. And dropping the legs wide, feet out in front of you. Bring the sole of your left foot to your right thigh, and then twist your belly button is facing your right toes. Pull the meat of your bums, so your sitting bones are facing backwards. And then inhaling up and out the hips, exhaling, folding forwards. Grab a hold wherever you can. So if you can, holding your toes, otherwise holding your ankle or your shin, it doesn't matter where you hold on to. Just use the strength of your arms to pull yourself chin and chest to your toes towards the front of the room. So again, just like in cobbler's pose, we want to make this movement start in the pelvis as we come down the right leg. Have your your left shoulder and your left knee pressing down. Full body engagement, everything working. Provided you can maintain the work you're creating as you work here, then you can go further as you exhale, rounding the spine. Bring your forehead to the right knee or further down the shin. But again, if that means that you lose that coming forwards from the pelvis, then just keep working here. Nothing wrong with that. This area that you're working now is where we are aiming our practice today. 2 more breaths. And releasing, calming up. Bringing the left foot out, straightening through the left leg, bring the right foot in, sole of the right foot against the left thigh, sitting bones facing backwards, belly button facing the left toes. Inhaling, up and out the hips, exhaling, folding forwards. So again, cobbler's pose, coming up the hips, coming down the left leg. Wherever you're holding on to, just use the strength of your arms, pulling yourself down to the toes towards the front of the room. Right shoulder, right knee pressing down. Keep the body strong, keep it active. Everything's engaged, everything's working. And if you can, as you exhale, rounding the spine, folding forwards, bringing your forehead to the left leg. Three more breaths. With every exhale, give your internal organs a good massage. Really squeeze everything into the spine. Try and pull yourself further down your leg. And releasing, calming up. So to finish this evening's practice, we're going to do thread the needle with all 5 levels. So come to your starting positions. We need our big toes to be touching and our knees need to be mat width apart with our hands directly underneath the shoulders. Thread the needle. The right hand passes against the left wrist off of the left side of the room, dropping the right shoulder to where the left hand is. Once we're here, bring the chin to your chest and then up to your left shoulder to get the back of your head on your mats. So looking up to the ceiling, release the left hand and then bring the left hand towards the floor behind you. So you're twisting on the spine and both palms are facing the ceiling as you try to bring the back of your left hand to your mats behind you. So you're breathing deeply, keep working here. Otherwise, option 2, you bring your left toes out to the left side of your mats, tuck the left toes and straighten the left leg. So you're pushing your hips further forwards. You're getting more into the back of your shoulders, back of your head, and the back of the left hand is closer to the floor behind you. Again, maybe you stay breathing here. Otherwise, option 3, pointing through the left toes, lifting your left leg as high as you can. The higher you lift your left leg, the more your left bum cheek is working. So get those buns fired up. Continue working here. Otherwise, option 4, bending the left knee. The left hand grabs the foot. You're then pulling the foot backwards as you push the hips forwards to create a back bend. So left knee pulling behind you, hips pushing out in front of you. Option to stay here, keep breathing, otherwise option 5, you bring the right toes up, bring the left thigh onto the right toes, straighten the left leg, point through the left toes, and the left hand rests on the left hip. Keep breathing here, holding the balance, and then coming back to your starting positions to go the other way. So again, the big toes need to be touching and your knees need to be mapped width apart. Your knees being this wide will help with your balance as you go through the higher options of this thread the needle. So thread the needle, left hand past the right wrist, reaching off to the right side of the room, left shoulder to the floor where the right hand is, chin to the chest and then up to the right shoulder, back of the head on the floor. Releasing the right hand, reaching up to the ceiling, and then bringing the back of the hand towards the floor behind you. So twisting the spine, opening the chest, deep belly breaths. Staying as you are, otherwise option 2, right toes come out to the right side of your mat, tuck the toes, straighten the right leg, so you're more on the back of the shoulders, back of the head as you push your hips a bit further forwards. Option 3, pointing through the right toes, lifting the right leg. So as we go through these next options, move slowly. You need to focus on your point of balance, keep everything in check. So the right leg is high, right bum is working. Keep working here, otherwise option 4, bending the right knee, grabbing the hold of the foot, pulling the foot back as you push the hips forwards. A little bit of a back bend, open the front of your body. Staying here, otherwise option 5, left toes come up, right leg on the left toes, straightening through the right leg, pointing through the right toes, and the right hand rests on the right hip. 2 more breaths. And releasing, coming out, making your way to Shavasana, final relaxation. So coming to laying on your backs, on your mats, feet in the corners, float to either side, palms facing the ceiling, hands away from the body. Tuck the shoulder blades in, lengthen through the spine, try and bring every vertebra in your back to make contact with your mat, lengthening through the back of your neck so the chin tucks in slightly. If there's any complaints in your lower back, bend your knees, placing your feet to be mat width apart with your knees resting against each other. Otherwise, with your legs stretched out in front of you, just try and bring every vertebrae to be supported by your mats beneath you, and then let go. Soften your body, no longer controlling your breathing, breathing normally, naturally. As you lay here, give yourself this time, a few more moments to remain in stillness, your body still and your mind still. No thoughts need thinking about. Stay on the platform. Watch the trains, watch the thoughts come and go. No need to board them, no need to follow them. You are that which sees and hears your thoughts. You are the observer, not the thoughts themselves. So here in Shavasana, our body can truly relax. As it can truly relax, it can truly heal and repair. Your spine is neutralized, it's comfortable, it's supported. And it's very rare that it has this opportunity. Often when we're lying down or sitting or on chairs or using pillows, even when we lay down to sleep, pillows are pushing our heads out of alignment, or our mattress can be soft. We might be lying on our side or our fronts. All of these postures, all of these shapes causes pressure on the spine. Pressure on the spine causes tension in the body, and so nothing can truly switch off and relax. But with your body relaxed, it can drop into this yin energy, this yin state of healing and repair. The longer you give yourself in Shavasana, the more benefits you will find. If now or at some other time you can give yourself 45 minutes to an hour of Shavasana, you will do wonders for yourself. you may find holding Shavasana for that long that you fall asleep. If this happens, then that's absolutely fantastic, as that is what your body needs. However, if you can maintain your attention, maintain your consciousness as you lay here on your backs on the floor, then keep your awareness inside your body, not falling asleep. In doing so, bringing that yang energy into a yin state, balancing them together, yin and yang working together. The way to keep your focus, your awareness as you lay on your backs is to continuously observe all these sensations of your body. Stay out of your mind, stay centered in feeling. Be aware of what you feel. From the tips of your fingers to the tips of your toes. Exploring every inch, every millimeter in between, every part of your body, every limb. And as you work with this practice more and more, you move from the more obvious sensations such as temperature or touch, you move into the more subtle sensations of your body, feeling yourself from the inside, being aware of how a finger feels from inside, how a toe feels from inside, gradually building more and more of your body, exploring all of the space inside of you. And even then, once you have found all of those sensations, all of those experiences, there is still deeper to drop, deeper inside of you. As you lay here, there are so many sensations, so many things to be aware of, to feel. Make this the focus of your awareness. But otherwise, if you're coming out of Shavasana now, breathing deeply, getting ready to move, and then wiggling fingers and toes, rotating wrists and ankles, and then just moving any way that your body feels like it wants to move. Do what feels good. And when you're ready, making your way to sitting on your mats. So thank you very much everyone who joined in with me either live or at a later date. Again, just to remind you, or if you're not already aware, there will be no class live next Wednesday. There will be the recordings of the Monday and Tuesday class. Obviously, all of my recordings stay on my page, so you're more than welcome to use one of those next Wednesday. The following week after that, I will be still away. I'll be in a 10-day meditation, so I won't be accessible at all. But by the end of this week, I will have the better classes that I've done over the weeks in a better quality, slightly touched up and refined on my YouTube channel, so you'll be able to go onto those and use them if you prefer. And then I just want to say thank you all so much, everyone who's liking, commenting, sharing my things. Thousands of people are seeing these videos and my page, and it's pretty crazy. So that's all thanks to you guys, those of you showing your support. I really, really appreciate it. And for those of you who have been paying me money, donating money,